You don't hear the noise out here. No crowds, no applause, just wind, breath, and the sound of a strike when it's pure. This is Legends Tour Q School. 4 days, 72 holes, serious competition.
This one, it's a little bit different.
The Legends Tour for me is pride.
The highest amount of pressure at this level.
Feels like a mission. You don't really know what to expect.
Tour winners brushing shoulders with elite amateurs, competing for those elusive top 4 spots.
We're not 20 anymore, right? So the shot clock's going.
You start to think, how long have I got, you know?
If I'm coming in here, man, I ain't about.
But this place, it doesn't care who you are. There's a cut line. You either stay ahead of it or you disappear. This isn't about glory, it's about survival. This is where the Legends Tour begins.
If you took the stories that came here, you could write a book.
You've got 4 cards and then nothing. So it's not as if you get a category afterwards, you just top 4 and that's it. So a lot more pressure at seniors. It's like trying to get your job back.
Obviously the pressure is there. It's something new, you know. Obviously I had experiences on the European tour before and but see how it goes, you know. It's a long week.
It's still an opportunity to play tournament golf, professional golf around the world, amongst your peers, test yourself. We haven't given up hope. I still love what I do.
Life can run away with you if you're chasing that dream and not necessarily making it at the time. But it's great to have a second chance.
A near miss is a fatal miss. But effectively it's all or nothing.
It's really difficult. Some good players here, some guys who've never been here before as well. So you've got a complete mixture of people.
It doesn't get any easier.
No, no, definitely not.
To understand exactly what was at stake and how the ride unfolded, let's find out what Q School is, the format, the pressure, and what it took to survive 4 days in Turkey.
We have a field of 110 competitors. They play 1 round on the new and 1 round on the old course, and then there is a cut after 36 holes, to which the top 72 and ties will go forward to play the 3rd round. The 3rd round will then consist of any player within 10 shots of the last qualifying spot, which is 4th place, will go forward to play the final round, and then obviously there are 4 cards on offer.
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. There's all sorts of players here. You've got players that have had their cards, guys with that have got tour careers. You've got guys that have just turned 50. I mean, there's good money to be won. You've got to play very, very well. The standard's very, very good at the moment. Some of the guys that turned 50 last year, Ryder Cup players and tournament winners. So it's a stiff test when they get out there.
We do have amateurs this week, but they're competitive within the same field. We don't have pre-tournament pro-ams, so it literally is just trying to make a card. You feel the emotion, but you can't really show it.
The greenkeepers have worked really hard over it the last couple of days. We'll get the green speeds up to be a little bit quicker than what they would be normally. I want it to be a test. The pin positions may get a little harder towards the end of the week.
To a traditional golf tournament, you're out there, you make the cut, you get paid. This is a totally different complex because this is you playing basically for the whole year. And it could be, in some cases, for your living. So this is quite a big thing for guys.
That we've grown up with these guys, and we worked on the DP World Tour and the Challenge Tour when they were on the DP World Tour and Challenge Tour. So we're coming through with them as well. And I think they like the familiarity. They like to see the same people every week because it's the one constant, even though the golf changes all the time. It's not for me.
Come in, Ash.
Yeah, always busy, yeah. There's always something happening.
So at Q School we get players who maybe haven't played at professional level before, or if they were on tour, it's been a number of years since they played professionally. So we tend to see an awful lot more acute back pains and issues that arise from that. So yeah, it's different.
You've got guys out here who've played tour, played senior tour, who've having to come back to the qualifying school because they've lost the rights and the ranking. You've got guys who have never played on tour but want to be out here. It's all or nothing. You're either playing 20 events, maybe 20 events for 8 million, or you're playing nothing.
If you get your card, then you're playing all year. If you don't, if you've got no other category, then you're not going to be playing the Legends Tour. At the end of the week, we're going to have 4 very happy players, a lot that aren't very happy. So it's a tough week. It's a very tough week.
Meet Cameron Clark. He played in the Open Championship at Troon in 1997 and most recently won the Senior PGA Professional Championship. Let's head to the 18th on the new course, where things didn't quite go to plan for him at last year's Q School.
Very fortunate myself that I've got a club job, which I've been in a long time. Very fortunate to be at Morgall Golf Club, which I love. The club are very supportive of me playing, so maybe a little bit different for me compared to a lot of other players out here. Yeah, it's a stressful week. It's a high pressure week, particularly if you're in the mix. But that's why we play, so, I love it. It's obviously a fantastic finishing hole. Very mixed emotions. Like last year, I was tied for one of the cards, standing on the last tee. And unfortunately took double bogey down here. Just looking down the hole, I think most things at Lawrie, just hitting good tee shots is obviously really key. Because I remember just thinking I'd got a clear shot through at it, maybe somewhere like here. I didn't come here to sort of lay up, I saw the shot and took it on and hit a good shot and just got a bit unlucky with a bounce. Got up there and it just rolled into the water, half the ball showing, and then that was probably the tin cup moment. It was in this sort of grassy stuff, just in the water. Heart sank a little bit at that point. So as I hit my shot, I hit a second ball. I hit another Pro V. That came out and stayed out. My ball hit the bank and came back in. The rest is history, really. It's a tough finishing hole when you're under pressure, because there's a lot can go wrong. And I was obviously testament to that. I remember leaving the green and it was quite eerily silent. I think people sort of understood probably the emotions that I was going through. I'm very lucky with what I've got in my life, and we're all trying to come out with the same result. We just hopefully come back this year and get the job done. Tough score this week.
Same fairways, same pressure, but here's a player with a very different reality.
Well, I never did it full time, you see. I was working Monday to Friday pretty much all my life until about 50, really. It was never full time for me. I always wanted to watch the tour guys, Sevi, Woozy, Greg Norman, these sort of guys, and it's just that I wouldn't mind doing that myself for a living. It looks quite good fun. Professional golf was another step up from amateur golf, and it was purely me just trying to test myself, can I play professionally and compete? And obviously I've found out I can compete, haven't quite won yet. Well, 2 years ago was my 10th, and I did say my last go, 62 now, so you start to think, you've had your go, is that it? Since the last Q School I come, obviously there's been a health issue with me, so I didn't come last year purely because early diagnosis of prostate cancer meant it gives you a little bit of reflection on it, really, on my life and everything. So a year later, which was last Q School, I had surgery. So I was lucky enough to have the option of surgery. My recovery was going to be about 6 months after. But once I had the recovery and my fitness came back, my golf seemed to be really strong. And playing at Woburn, all the pros I played with there saw my game and said, you've got to give it another go. So I was a 50-50 before Christmas, and I decided, no, I want to go. So I'm back. Q School is a typical back nine at Augusta on the last round. You don't see all the pressure until that last 9 holes. I came racing through the field one year, and all of a sudden I was nowhere. I looked up at the leaderboard and I was in the 5, and then other guys just overtook me at the end. So it does cause a bit of drama. I'd just love to have one full season just to see what I could do in a season. Look at Bernard Langer. I mean, he's 68 and he's still winning on the Champions Tour. He's had an amazing career. The clock is definitely ticking up to now. You know what this golf bug's like, it stays with you.
The wait was over. Round 1 of Legends Tour Q School kicked off. There was no cut today, but every score counted. It was about setting a platform, avoiding mistakes, and losing less than the field.
It was cold though, first thing. You just got to start steady and then build into the round really from there.
You're pretending to be from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, that's right, that's the one. Yeah.
On the tee, from England, Mark Wharton.
Cam and I are good friends, yeah, I know Cam a long time. It's always nice to play with someone you're familiar with.
I really only had one option there and just sort of de-lofted a 9-iron, sort of chipped it forward, bit of hook on it, sort of rolled up onto the putting surface. You just got to put yourself in a position that gives you a chance over the next few days. You can very quickly play yourself out of this quickly. I think my approach play into the green sort of got the wedges dialed in a little bit, which was really good, particularly around that sort of middle part of the round. You know, they go a long way to obviously building some confidence.
A long way to go. It's a marathon, the tour score. It's not a sprint. You don't want to drop one early because then you feel like you're chasing.
Obviously a silly mistake on the par 3, the 12th. I'd just got it in my head that Mark had hit it further than I had off the tee. Sort of very confidently sort of played the shot. He never even sort of looked at the ball. So it was just, you know, it was a real silly mistake.
Picked up the ball, he says, it's your ball. Just get a 2-shot penalty. Annoying situation because it shouldn't have really happened. So if I would have checked his ball, I would have realised, oh, Cam, this is yours. And sadly, you know, it cost him 2 shots. But hopefully it's not going to cost him the 2 shots that are going to be very important at the end of the week.
I think I have done it once before, yeah. You'll think at this age I would learn. I was very, very proud of how I handled that, you know, really pleased how I sort of stuck in the last few holes.
Pleased, but I felt like I left a couple out there just on the back 9. So it just shows you how tough the courses are playing. My chip at 16, I even said to my caddy, that's the best shot we've hit today. I had an awkward chip. There was a little rise we had to go over, and then it ran away to the water, and I pitched it in the exact spot we decided. I'm pleased that I didn't blow it in the first round because you can easily shoot 74, 75 first round in tour score. You know, you always find the runaway. We haven't seen that. Even the new course, which is, in my view, 2 shots easier than the old. And a really good 54, screwed it back down to about sort of 4 foot, 5 foot, I think it wasn't it? Yeah, it was a nice shot. Very satisfying.
I just hit some really nice shots down the stretch as well. You know, there's some shots that are, you know, a little bit more pressurised than others. All in all, you know, pleased with where we're sitting at the minute.
Level par, 1 under, you're still okay. And you know, if I can get going tomorrow, I know it's going to be tough tomorrow because the wind's forecast to be high. So if I can play well and get something red or levelish, we're still in it.
Anything, you know, under par, anything particularly in the 60s, I think we would have signed for that this morning.
You can always lose it in the first round. You can't win it in the first round, and I felt like I've not lost it. I'm level par. If I can get a red number on the board tomorrow and move up a little bit more, we're right back in it.
This is pressure golf. This is make or break.
Yeah, this morning I woke up and I couldn't eat my breakfast.
It's very tough. It's pressure is incredible this week. Unless you don't have those butterflies in your stomach, you know, it's not really worth playing.
A card earned meant another season competing, travelling, providing. A card lost meant the potential end of a livelihood. Welcome to Legends Tour Q School at the stunning Gloria Golf Resort in Belek, Turkey. Let's see what was at stake from a player who has been here before.
You have to be fit. If you're not fit, especially at 50 plus age, if you're not fit, you're going to get found out. You know, I've been doing this since I was 17, 18 years old. You know, I'm doing maybe more now than I actually used to because I know more about my body, more about what I should be eating. If I'm coming in here, man, I ain't about, you know what I mean? Well, if you're doing it that amount, 6 days a week, you should be able to keep it up through tournaments. Obviously, it helps if you're long. Speed, you know, you look at someone like Lawrie, he's big, but he can also move if you asked him to run like 100 metres. There's no point being slow and sluggish. This is the stuff, you see all the tennis players doing it before they go out, just recruiting the glutes and getting the glutes fired up. Just imitating the golf swing, everything that you're going to be doing, you're going to be going that way, You're going to be working that way. I've only done a couple of ball throws and get your heart rate going and get your cardio up, and if I'm doing that, I'll walk out, this will be dripping wet through. Last year I got the last spot. It changed my life, you know. All of a sudden I've gone from knocking around mini tours to getting on the Legends Tour and meeting some amazing people. I still want to get to the point where I can play automatically in every single event. That's the main goal of this week, just carry on from where I left off last year. You ask any guy at the end of this week what it means to him to get a tour card on the Legends Tour, and with it being so narrow now, it used to be 5, now it's 4 spots. Everyone knows 160 players I think there is this week, 4 spots available. You've got to bring your game.
Another story came from the United States as Jeff Williams arrived at Q School with his own background, experience and ambitions.
I'm Jeff Williams. I am from the United States. I grew up in Georgia. I've been married 34 years, have 2 children. We've had kids for 30 years in the house, and my wife got pregnant late. We have a 35 and a 17-year-old. You guys can do the math, right? No. I've basically been a professional journeyman. I've played at the highest level, and I've played in several majors. I've traveled the world, had some success, had some car wrecks along the way. I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of chips on the table I've left. I got some friends of mine that are world-class players, and they keep encouraging me to continue to play. And Q School is an opportunity, and it's just really about putting a plan together and executing it. This is the 3rd time I've done this. First year I played pretty well. I was in 2nd or 3rd place basically the whole event. Frankly, I don't even remember what happened. Last year I played nice, shot 8 or 9 under the last 2 days and just missed by a few. So it's just really about just doing the little things well, and I think just realizing that it's a 72-hole event and you're going to make mistakes. Having a short memory is probably one of the better skills you can have. When I see guys that let the situation overwhelm them a little bit, but frankly I use it as a reminder to say it's just a game, right? Just do your best. But if I could imagine some people that are in a situation where this may be all they have, or their identity is wrapped up too much in the result, then that's just, for me, it's not a healthy place to live. People like the idea of playing professional sports. They don't understand the reality of playing professional sport. And I tell that to my kids, that the dream and the reality are 2 different things. I think personally it would be great to be able to compete, with the best legends in the world, really, and to travel the world. I just want to compete.
This is more than golf. For some, Q School was everything. Some dreams were alive, some hung by a thread. It was time for the 2nd round, this time on the challenging old course.
You want a pair of these, don't you? I don't think you can hit balls with them, do you? Not much feeling out of it, let's put it that way.
Feeling good. Played nice yesterday. Just got to be a little patient on this golf course. It's a championship course for sure.
You got to play good round here. There's no getting away with any shots around here. You got to play good.
On the tee from England, Craig Farrelly.
Oh.
Jeff Williams.
Nice, Jeff. I had 252 left in. With it being so cold, you actually need to get it airborne. So that one didn't make it. Then the next one I've got 210. I'm like, okay, 4 iron, that's easily making it. The first one I didn't hit great. The second one I flushed, it goes in the water, and then I end up hitting 2 iron, and that only gets to pin high. And then I'm thinking, well, I don't know what I'm doing now.
What I felt is optimistic because I've been playing well. These greens, they had a tough winter, I guess, with a lot of rain, and so they just really read really straight, and so it can be the difference between right edge and inside right can be the difference between yay or nay.
This golf course, I mean, it can just snap you in a heartbeat. You need to hit it close. There's a lot of double breakers on the greens.
Well, I think on 15, it was a putt that I really liked. It was a left to right putt, which is kind of my sweet spot for a left-handed putter, and I lined up the reed with the speed, and it went in. 16, I hit it 2 feet. That was close. 17, I hit it really close. That was useful. And 18 would have been a heck of a gift on that last hole, which was a 5-iron into the 3-par.
It's high numbers.
That's how it's going to be.
But there's a lot of nice stuff that I can work on.
If I can go out and shoot a good one, 3, 4, 5, 6 under, all of a sudden, you can at least see the leaders again. It's either top 4 or nothing.
Welcome back to Legends Tour Q School here in Turkey. The tension was rising.
A little nervous, obviously, which I think is good. Played relatively aggressive all week, so I think that's what we said when we came in here, that we'll just try and keep our foot to the pedal as much as we can, and, you know, if we get a chance, we'll try and take it. You know, there is birdies to be made out on the new course particularly, so you always find that people will move on, obviously, the third round. You know, they want to try and jostle for position as well, so yeah, I'll just keep trying to do what I'm doing, and hopefully it'll be good enough.
Top 4 players from the school here will play in all 60-man fields, so that means they're basically getting 15, 16 tournaments, and then obviously the guys who don't quite get there going to category 11, where they will probably not get too many starts with that one. So it's quite a big thing to make the top 4, because then you're guaranteed. Otherwise, you don't know from week to week whether you're in or you're not in. It's going to be tricky today, even though the new course is a little easier. It's quite windy, so to get a guy shooting 2 or 3 under today would be a good score, and obviously he'll make a decent move with that.
After 36 holes, Cameron Clark had surged to the top of the leaderboard, leading the field at 6 under par thanks to back-to-back rounds of 69 on the new and old courses. Englishman Paul Streeter and Frenchman Anthony Grenier were close behind at 5 under in joint second, keeping the pressure on Clark as the tournament reached its decisive stages.
On the tee from Northern Ireland, Cameron Clark.
He was just an iron off the first tee for Northern Ireland's Cameron Clark. He did say didn't make too many mistakes over the first 2 days. He'd be looking to continue that on Saturday. Mark Warden, this was for birdie, just going past the right hand side there on 11. Sun was out, but it was cold, bit blustery for the players in round 3. Wiley down the hill for birdie. That's a great gain. On 6, the par 3. Paul Streeter, bit of a journeyman. Streeter, he was one back at the start of the day of the lead held by Cameron Clark, but a good pick up there on the 3rd for Streeter. Two-time DP World Tour winner Michael Johnson. Last win was back in 2009 at the Castello Masters. Great touch there to set up a birdie at the par 5. Clark, crucial birdie. That would just settle any nerves for the overnight leader. Akinori Tani, long putter for the Japanese player. This for birdie at the par 5 9th. There were plenty of gains on that 9th on Saturday. Close out the front 9 for the players. Clark was just off the green in 2 at 9. Fantastic touch that was from Clark to set up a birdie of his own. Scott Henderson This was for birdie. Long range birdie effort. 17. Just gets there. That's a fantastic game for Henderson at the par 3. Anthony Grenier, 72.67 for his first 2 rounds in Belek. He was also one back of Clark at the start of the day. And that's why he's right up there. Holding putts like that, the Frenchman. That was at 12 for birdie. Frederick Henge. A few seasons on the DP World Tour in his career, but no real finishes of note, but going well. The first 2.5 days in Turkey. That was for birdie on 16. Johnson, that was a brilliant tee shot. Would have looked great from the tee box. Right behind the pin for Johnson. Streeter for birdie on 14. Another one hold from Streeter. His rookie season on the Legends Tour was back in 2018. He was actually Rookie of the Year in 2018 due to his 2 wins that year. Frederick Henge, that was a stunning approach into the final hole, the par 5, to set up an eagle opportunity. Streeter off the green, went with the putter on 15, and that was the right choice. Back-to-back birdies for Streeter on 14 and 15. Henge, after that brilliant approach into the final hole, couldn't quite convert for the eagle. But a tap-in birdie for Henge puts him right in the mix for the final day. Playing alongside fellow Swede Michael Jonsson. It was a great Saturday for Jonsson, tapping in for birdie at the final hole. 6 under par, and he'll be right in contention for one of those top 4 places and playing rights for 2026. Tani, this was for eagle on the final hole. Fist pump from the Japanese player. What a move made at the end of his round for Tani. Yeah, high fives all round, why not? It wasn't quite the day the overnight leader Cameron Clark was hoping for, but he is still right in there in contention for one of those top 4 spots and a card on the Legends Tour in 2026.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Michael Jonsson moved into the lead heading into the final day, putting himself in pole position for one of the 4 available tour cards. Close behind, Cameron Clark, Paul Streeter and Anthony Grenier remain firmly in contention, all within a handful of shots of the lead or just on the edge of the top 4 qualifying places.
I love playing still. I love playing the Legends Tour. It's just to go out and try to play, my own game towards the golf course instead of, looking too much what's happening from behind. I mean, guys are going to shoot good scores, be aggressive, so you just have to keep trying to shoot a good score.
1 round to play, 4 tour cards available. Everything was still to be decided. The final round of Legends Tour Q School had arrived here in Turkey and the stage was set. Scores would not just decide positions, they decide seasons. This is where dreams were made, where legends were born. But the pressure was rising as the tee times were delayed due to frost on the greens.
Obviously we had frost the last 2 days, but today was a very heavy frost. So the course wasn't playable. So what we've gone to is we will be doing a shotgun start at 12:30, so all the players will get on the course at the same time. Everybody will be allocated a hole, so
The leaders will be going off the first and finishing on 18, and then match 2 will go off the second tee. They'll finish on the first, all the way around the golf course. Gives us the best chance of getting us finished.
The field was tightened after round 3 to only those within 10 shots of the 4th qualifying spot. The leaderboard was tight, the margins were razor thin. Sweden's Michael Jonsson started the day at 6 under par, but he was being chased hard by Cameron Clark, Paul Streeter and Anthony Grenier, and a packed group all within a shot or two. 4 tour cards, 1 round left. This is where momentum shifts, pressure hits, and careers would change in real time.
Bit nervous, which I think is pretty natural. Yeah, I didn't sleep overly great last night, but obviously just want to get today underway and just stick to our process, really.
Fear of not making it is mostly the thoughts around that, but you can decide what to think even when you feel fear.
I resent a lot of pressure. I don't know why, because I play a lot of tournament on the Challenge Tour or European Tour, but this one it's a little bit different. It's a new experience and I feel a lot of pressure.
My target today is enjoy the day and make a lot of birdies, and if I can this is the day I have a chance to make it. I need a good round and I make it a lot of times.
Jonsson was looking to back up the low round of the day on Saturday with something similar on the final day. Fantastic control at the very first hole for the Swede. 42 players advanced to the final day, including the Brazilian Rafa Barcelos. That was a fantastic birdie at 3 there. Good save for par from the leader Jonsson at the very first hole. That'll calm any nerves. David Shacklady, a 3-time winner on the Legends Tour for the Englishman, but trouble on the 3rd hole. Found the bunker and that one shot through the back. More problems for Shacklady. That is 3rd. Playing partners watching on. A double bogey for Shacklady at 3. Gave him plenty of work to do for the remainder of his final round. Jonsson at the first par 3 on the course, the 3rd. Stunning tee shot from the Swede. It would have looked great back there on the tee box. Over to another Swede, Fredrik Henge. Lovely approach. Into 5, pin high at the par 4. Grenier, he started the day in that last automatic qualifying position. And that's because of shots like that. So it was a superb tee shot from Jonsson. Could he convert? Of course he could.
Thank you.
The leader showing why he's top of the shot. All the experience with Jonsson, with those 2 DP World Tour wins in his career. Grenier would convert for birdie at 5. Going well for one of those 4 spots, 4 qualifying spots. David Shacklady was looking on as Henge hold that for birdie at 5. Making a move, the Swede. Jonsson, after that fabulous tee shot into the par 3. Fabulous stuff from the Swede, the leader, showing why he's currently in the top spot. Henge at 8, the par 4. Up into the blue skies, just over on the left-hand side there of 8. Bit of a head scratcher, that one for Henge. Not quite what he was looking for. Needed to attack a little bit to try and get inside the top 4 positions. Streeter He started the day one back of Janssen, a bit like Grenier, and that was a huge bonus there at 5, the par 4 for Streeter. After that fine approach for Janssen, could he convert once again? Of course he could. Imperious stuff from Janssen. Mistake from Henge at just the wrong time. A bogey on 8 puts him behind the 8 ball. Work to do. Cameron Clark, that one goes by the wayside. On 6. Like Streeter, he was one back of Janssen, looking to make amends after last year, the Northern Irishman. Shacklady, he actually came through Q School in 2018, so he knows how to get it done under pressure. Decent approach that was at the par 5 9th hole. Another stunner from Janssen. He was firing on all cylinders on Sunday. Definitely the man to catch. Grenier, though, in a spot of bother there at 9. That was his 3rd shot into the par 5. Streeter. That was an error from Streeter on 8. So drops back and a bit of work to do. Yeah, just looking at the line there. Shackley, that was a good up and down on 9. Keeps him in the conversation. David Copsey, at the par 3, 17th. Trouble for the Englishman there. Streeter with an outside chance for eagle, but cozying up by the hole. Nicely done there from Streeter on 9. This was for par for Clark on 10. Another one with Goa begging for the Northern Irishman. Going backwards at just the wrong time. Grenier was in an awkward spot at 13. Just goes 10 feet past. But a chance for par for the Frenchman. Copsey, a few issues on 17. This is 3rd. Water found once again for Copsey. That was the par out for Grenier. Drops a shot there at the par 4 14th. Mark Wharton finished at 10 over par. And Michael Janssen, his tee shot, found the water at 14. That was Copsey. That was for a quadruple bogey on 17. Disappointing way to finish his week. Streeter, huge birdie that was for Streeter at the 14th. A real bonus. Grenier walking after that one. And that's why it's gone right through the green. Janssen out of absolutely nowhere. A triple bogey for Janssen on 14. Drama right to the end in Turkey. Barcelos had to go for it on the final hole. Hand on hip, and he found the water. Head down, but he did have to go for it. Grenier, as the sun was setting, found a birdie at 16. Par 5. Good hole for players to gain some shots. A lip out for Streeter on 15. At this point, just didn't know where those top 4 spots were going to be handed out to. Grenier with a tee shot at 17. How about that for a first bounce? All the way through, down the hill, into the water for the Frenchman. Janssen with the lip out on 15. All smiles, but I'm sure there's plenty of nerves there for the overnight leader. Grenier splashing out. That's a fantastic shot from the Frenchman. Gave him a chance for par on the par 3. which he would convert. Incredible 3 for Grenier on 17. Probably one of the up and downs of his life. Even David Shacklady congratulated him there. This was Grenier's approach into the par 5. Just front left there. Cameron Clark finding a birdie at just the right time on the par 3 17th, and he's got that 18th to come. Shacklady on his final hole of the day, chipping in for par. A good way to finish for the Englishman. Iron off the tee for Clark on the 18th, understandably for the Northern Irishman, but he found a bit of trouble there into the trees on the right hand side. Grenier, his final hole was also the first, just over on that left hand side, trickling down the hill into that second cut. Johnson on his final hole, the 18th. Brilliant approach once again from Johnson. He'd leave himself that for eagle. Grenier tapping in for par. Brilliant stuff from the Frenchman. And a drama-filled Sunday. Could Johnson finish it in the best way possible? What a way for Michael Johnson to finish Q School. A 71 on the final day and an eagle on his 72nd hole. Streeter for birdie just went past the left-hand edge, but it wouldn't matter. Despite the trouble off the tee, he composed himself and had this for par, which he converted, and it secured him the 4th and final place to gain playing rights for 2026. Redemption for Clark after the heartache 12 months ago.
Thanks, mate. It's the most nervous I've ever been on a golf course.
You and me both.
Without doubt. Without doubt.
The final leaderboard reflected a very tight contest for the 4 full playing rights available for the 2026 season. That finishing eagle meant Sweden's Michael Johnson emerged as the winner, finishing at 7 under par for the week. England's Paul Streeter finished 1 stroke behind Johnson, securing 2nd place and full tour status. Frenchman Anthony Grenier finished 3rd at 5 under par, earning his Legends Tour card after a roller coaster final round. Whilst Cameron Clark closed out the top 4 at 3 under, holding on under pressure down the stretch to claim the final automatic qualifying spot. Frederick Henge, David Shacklady, Jean Hugo put in noteworthy performances but finished outside the top 4 and therefore did not secure full playing rights. Despite shooting a final round of 72 under par, Jeff Williams completed the week outside the qualifying positions, but he'll be back. Meanwhile, Mark Wharton also finished outside the top 4. His week reflected the depth of the field and the fine lines between qualification and disappointment.
It's obviously a great finish. I had a score in my mind this morning. I didn't really reach it, but almost. Bit of a hiccup on the back 9, which made it maybe a little bit unnecessary exciting, but yeah, tremendous day, and I'm thrilled, and I got my daughter on the bag this week, the rest of the family at home, supporting, so it's great.
It's a tough week, and it's not a nice week. I had the birdie putt, and I really, I was just thinking, just roll it down. I don't care if it goes in. I've got my card. Once I'd hit my second shot at the side of the green, I'm like, that's it, job done. So yeah, absolutely delighted. I don't have to keep looking and see if I'm first reserve, if I'm going to get in. So yeah, can plan my year now. Yeah, we've got the wife on the bag, which is most weeks, which is fantastic. You know, I mean, she's brilliant, keeps me calm, tells me when I'm being when I'm, you know, when not. So, but yeah, it's fantastic to share it with her. It's really special.
Well, today it was very difficult for me. The sleepy was no good since today, and I work a lot for this, and I'm so happy. It was very difficult, but to have the card for play on the Legend Tour and join all the guys is not so easy. Yeah? I don't have the word for say what is my feeling, but it's good for me.
Hell of a lot of emotion, you know, throughout the round. Didn't get off to a particularly good start, and you know, it just means the world to me to eventually get over the line. Hugely excited. It's something that I've wanted for a while, and just really proud without having a great game today, how I handled everything.
The battles of Q School were over, but the journey was just beginning. The 2026 Legends Tour starts now. See you in Marbella.